I've done a video. I've been kind of chilling out a little bit, kind of thinking about some things, as far as, just some things been going on. What do I want the channel to be, going forward. So anyway, gotta go get my hair cut. But anyway, one of the things, I hear a lot of dudes, even dudes that, are either neutral or support it ain't even about support, because when you say support, what does support really mean? Let me stop using the word support. Let's say agree. Let's say agree. Agree with, everybody has, it's funny because when people talk about things like sexual orientation, and a lot of other shit, it's always live and let live. It's only when heterosexual black men do some shit that now all of these reasons got to be attached to it, or these obligations, or these things that people don't want to low-key say, no, you don't really have a right to make a decision because you need to stay here and man the ship, while everybody else, whether they're black, non-black, like I said, everybody but heterosexual black men can do what the fuck they want to do, and then it's basically the don't judge me clause, or I'm not going to judge them because let them, or the live and let live clause that gets put out there. Only with heterosexual black men do you see that that's not applied. And it's not that they give their excuses. And this is this is about black men. But, so it's not really support, it's agree. And, because if you're not applying, I'm not saying money, but if you're not applying anything to support, then you just agree with it. Because people will say, well, I agree with it, but they try to say I agree with it, but they say they'll support it. And here's a clause I hear a lot of dudes, and this is their right to do this, by the way, but I hear a lot of dudes, some dudes that actually do agree with Sysbm, but it's like they want to declare they're individuals, and it's ironic. It's this individual shit. And I always say, I use the term hyper-individualism. And I remember me and Sigma, we kind of had a back and forth because he wanted to act like he didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. When you know what you see it when you see it, right? And I'm going to explain that a little bit right now, too. Because I think that's something that I need to have an ongoing conversation about, so that can really be formed as to what that is. Because dudes be acting like they don't know what the fuck, I be talking about, where in actuality they know, they just don't want to act like they know, but whatever. Anyway, the point being, you have a lot of black men from different, I would say, archetypes, whether it's the dudes that fuck any bitch that they want to fuck archetype, because they're a part of their group, dudes that go out of their way to say they don't fuck with black women. Or they don't, and you clearly see that in how they act and what they say, but then they say, oh, but I ain't Sysbm because I'm an individual Negro. You even got dudes that are otherwise very much red pill. I was listening to Jada Blackstick when he was commenting on Sysbm, and he even said, I don't believe in being a part of groups. So let me be very clear here. I've said on this platform and other platforms, I'm me. At the end of the day, I see things the way I see it. I communicate why I see it that way. If there's any constructive feedback, when I say constructive, I mean useful feedback, meaning you giving me data that I didn't have before, and that data can be somewhat substantiated, not necessarily by you showing me a link, but it can at least be substantiated with common sense and logic. That's the credit. So that's credibility. That's the credit, that I talk about, right? Then, some logic and counter mine, then I'll hear you out. But other than that, I see things the way I see it, and I say this is why I see it that way. And then I usually present what I can present in order to reinforce what I'm talking about, because all opinions are not informed opinions. That's the problem with us too. We have this thing where all opinions are equal. That cares about acts for that. Not no emotional, I'm right because I'm a woman, or I'm right because of this, or I'm right because I feel this way. I feel this way. I believe it. All that substantial shit, which is that's loser talk. But you have all these folks And I see it in different realms. Some people support, they're either red pill or they support the ideology. I mean, it's not about you support it, meaning you're declaring loyalty to anything. It's like saying, okay, did you like this movie? Yes, I like the movie. Does it mean that, I'm a part of this group that means I accept everything? I can like a movie. A person that's a white supremacist can like a movie. That does not mean, like, I can like Scarface and a white supremacist can like Scarface. Doesn't mean we're in this group where we kumbaya. That's not how that works. And anybody that says that is fucking stupid. And it really doesn't make, when you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. It's just some shit that black people say. First of all, black people are the most individualized group. And that includes white people, because white people are actually known for their individualism. Even when you go into how they interact with each other, they're very individualistic minded. They definitely believe in steel sharpening steel, right? But black people, like, if you look in the globe, white people are known to be, but black people, ADOS African Americans are actually the most individualistic minded group. And that sounds like an oxymoron, but yeah, they are. I would challenge anybody that's listening or may listen to this to show me another group. Show me another group, be it ethnic group, race, or nationality, that is more individualistic than ADOS Black Americans. I would challenge that. Now, part of that is because we've been baked in the United States so much and we're comfortable in the United States. Because I can tell you right now, somebody's been overseas, when you see another African American overseas, all that bullshit and that dumb shit, whether it's matriarchal shit or whether it's, light skin, dark skin, all that shit goes out the window because you're in a foreign environment. So you see value in other people, especially with black men. I would argue that's true with black women as well. However, a lot of issues run deep, and I've seen it go both ways with black women. But 90% of the time, when it comes to, I see other ADOS black men or FBA black men, it's cool. Only very rare occasions that that's not the case. But with women, it's about 60% true, 65. So it's more true than not true. But the point is, when you're out of a comfortable environment, a lot of stuff that is that you just do on autopilot, you just don't do, because you're a lot of instinctual humans wanting to group together, things kick in, and all that dumb shit is dumb shit, because you're not even in the environment to even for those issues to even really matter. And yeah, this will be pausing a little bit, so give me 1 second. Bear with me when that happens. So when people sit here and they talk about I'm an individual, most black people start off as more individualistic. And that includes black women and how they interact with other black women. But black women group, actually ADOS black men are the most individualistic of every group, because even black women sync up over their emotional bullshit and over being female, because that's where the society is right now anyway. But as an ADOS black man, you are automatically an individual. Like a hyper, I would almost argue that most of the time, ADOS black men start out as hyper individuals. Period. And even then, they're still an individual. Yeah, you may plug into situations where you have to group together, because the only real time you see black men really work as a group, like for real, on a consistent basis, is sports. That's the only time you really see ADOS black men really exercise, the ability to actually create a hierarchy on the fly based on production. And to be honest with you, if it's organized sports, usually there's a white man behind that. There's usually a white coach, or usually some kind of white organizations behind that that's making that shit happen or enforcing those rules. Even then, there's usually some kind of white hand behind it. So, when I hear dudes talk about individuality and shit, this is why black men can't work together a lot of times, because we're so individualistic. And I'm not telling you not to be that way. I'm just saying, don't then come and tell me that you don't support something because because it's like, oh, well, I'm an individual. Everybody's individual. SYSBM, and let me tell all you niggas this so you all understand. SYSBM is some of the has some of the most hyper individualistic Negroes that are generally hyper individualistic. Chances are, dudes that are SYSBM are more individualistic than dudes that are not. Unless you're just an absolute loner type. Unless you're an absolute loner type of dude, you know, like completely. So I value human connection, but I'm an introvert. So I get it. I do get it. But this idea, and which is ironic, because that's an intro, because when you're an extrovert, you actually value human connection. When you're an extrovert. And all these dudes are talking about, and again, these are different types of dudes, so I don't want to seem like I'm just, you know, saying everybody's one way or something like that, but I'm being clear. When you're extroverted, you don't typically talk like that. And this is what SYSBM often gets accused of being. Anyway, pause for your sponsor. So give me one moment. Yo, you gotta love that. You gotta love that $2.09 gas, man. Gotta love that. But anyway, like I was saying before, while I'm dealing with this, yeah, like I was saying before, and this idea, you know, you got dudes that belong to fraternities. You got dudes that belong to fraternities in the police department. They deal with who they deal with, your social circles. I mean, so now it's these niggas are making it sound like they're hyper individuals and they're introverts. And there's only a couple of people that can kind of legit say that. Like, if you're an extrovert, then you value human connection. So you can't say, you know, do I really want to go back this way? No, I don't. All right, so I'm back. But like I said, man, you know, when you really think about it, like, and you really map out what they're saying, it's something that people just put out there. Oh yeah, well, I don't believe in guns. But this is making me mad because it's like, no. Fuck, I'm trying to do fucking immigrant. Once I don't know what the fuck these people are doing. Nah, man. Anyway, sorry, man. That's stupid gas shit. Fucking shit up. I'm gonna reactivate this video. I'll be back.